surveillance video that's made news around the world, and now it will be seen by a jury. The murder case against Oklahoma City pharmacist Jerome Ursuline will go to trial despite the defense team's attempt to have the case thrown out or delayed. Ursuline is accused of shooting and killing 16-year-old Antoine Fisher after Fisher and a gun-wielding friend tried to rob his store last May. News 9's Adriana Ivashinsky was at today's hearing. She joins us now live with the story.
Amy, after more than an hour of hearing arguments over 3 different motions, Judge Tammy Bass-Lesher denied the defense's motion to dismiss this case or to reschedule the trial date. Though Jerome Ursuline was at the hearing, he did not take the stand. In fact, only one witness was called, the new interim chief medical examiner, Dr. Andrew Sibley. Jerome Ursuline sat calmly during the hearing, dressed in a red tie, white shirt, and dark blazer. He listened as both his attorney Irvin Box and District Attorney David Prater questioned Dr. Andrew Sibley about his recent findings. Ursuline is accused of shooting and killing 16-year-old Antoine Parker. Surveillance video shows Parker and a friend trying to rob the Reliance Pharmacy in South Oklahoma City last May. It also shows Ursuline fighting back by shooting Parker once initially and then coming back and shooting Parker 5 more times. Conflicting evidence had recently come out of the state's medical examiner's office as to whether the first shot fired was fatal or not. They include handwritten notes by 2 senior pathologists at the ME's office that called into question the original ruling by Dr. Colley Trant that it was not a fatal gunshot. Trant was the chief medical examiner at the time, but has since been fired. Dr. Sibley testified that he did not have a conflict with Dr. Trant's original autopsy finding on manner of death. And when asked by the district attorney if Parker was alive when he was shot 5 more times, Sibley answered yes, but added it was conceivable that Parker could have been twitching and moving on the floor after the first gunshot. When asked by the defense if the first gunshot could have been fatal, Sibley answered, absolutely.
Nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing has changed. Things are exactly the way they were when Dr. Trant made that call in the medical examiner's report. And even though this motion was presented to the court alleging other things, she saw through that and nothing has changed.
Ursuline's attorney Irvin Box says they are not being given enough time to digest all the new evidence, but says they will be ready for trial and that the new evidence will only help them. All they need to prove is reasonable doubt.
There's reasonable doubt about whether he was dead at the first shot. There's reasonable doubt his movement. There's reasonable doubt everything. The bottom line issue is going to be is what Jerome Ursuline perceived Antoine Parker to be. Dr. Sibley's already said he could have been perceived as a threat.
That will be up to a jury to decide. The trial is set for September 13th.